Let's bring in the author of international bestsellers, including The War on the West, The Strange Death of Europe, and The Madness of Crowds. Douglas Murray, it's been wonderful to speak with you throughout the year and for this last time in 2023, but we'll have you back in 2024, whether you like it or not. You're coming back, Douglas. Let's start with the shameful performance of presidents of prestigious colleges, including Harvard, MIT and Penn. This was at a congressional hearing where they refused to label anti-Semitism and calls for genocide as harassment. Here's Liz McGill as an example. She's the president of the University of Pennsylvania.
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
So the answer is yes.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
It's a context-dependent decision. That's your testimony today. Calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context. That is not bullying or harassment. This is the easiest question to answer yes, Ms. McGill.
Douglas, it is the easiest question to answer yes to. How did we get here where universities are so openly hostile to mainstream views, like, I don't know, believing there are only two genders, but calling for the genocide of Jews needs further context?
First of all, it's the result, as the Israeli president told me in an interview yesterday, of decades of moral rot in the universities. As you say, Rita, these are places where people have lost their jobs because they've identified the fact of biological sex and haven't been willing to lie about it. These are institutions that have banned, for instance, members of the Trump administration from speaking on campus. These are institutions that have spent years telling us all about microaggressions, which don't seem to care very much about the biggest form of aggression imaginable, genocide, who've told us all about, you know, hurty feelings and the importance of stamping out hate, and who can't condemn the most obvious and evil and prominent form of hate in history when it's put to them in Congress. I mean, none of these people are fit for purpose. I said when I saw these smirking responses from people like that president of the Penn State University, you know, the sort of I worked out at first, what's she doing? Why has she got this like knowing grin on her face? And I realized, well, first of all, it's of course sort of legalese, isn't it? It's this kind of, I'm going to give you a clever legal answer that doesn't leave my institution open to legal cases brought by, for instance, Jewish students for harassment. So she thought she was doing something terribly clever. You know, what also, finally, I thought, Rita, was these people were talking like ChatGPT. They were just rolling out this answer. And as it happened, I actually asked the same questions that these leaders of major universities in America were asked. I asked the same question to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT got it right, said actually calling for genocide is regarded as being unacceptable. So here's the interesting thing. We've got to such a state in our universities that the people who lead the universities in America are actually less moral than AI.